Myself Padmaja, Associate Professor, Department of CSE, Institute of Aeronautical Engineering, Hyderabad. Today we are going to discuss about loop control statements in C language. Now, what do you mean by a loop? So, loop is nothing but a set of statements or a block of statements which are executed repeatedly until a particular condition is met. So, until the condition is satisfied, then the set of statements will be repeatedly executed. When the condition becomes false, then the loop is going to stop or you will come out of the control will come out of the loop. Now, C programming has three types of loops. One is called the for loop, then your while loop and do while loop. Now, depending upon whether the condition is tested at the beginning or at the end, the loops can be divided into two categories. One is called the entry control loops and the exit control loops. So you can say that out of three loops, two are your entry control loops and one is called the exit control loop. So your for loop and your while loop are called the entry control loops, whereas the do while loop is called the exit control loop. Now, first let us understand the entry control loop versus exit control loop. Now, in your entry control loop, the entry condition is tested. If the condition becomes true, then the control enters into the loop and it will execute the set of statements which are written inside the loop repeatedly until that condition is met. So, when the condition is false, then it will come out of the loop. That is called your entry control loop. But in your exit control loop, first at least once the set of statements in the loop is executed. So, after executing the block of statements at least once, then at the exit point, it will test the condition. If the condition is true, then it will again go back to the beginning and repeat the loop. But if the condition is false, it will come out of the loop. That means in your exit control loop, at least once the block of statement is executed, which is written inside a loop. But in the entry control loops, if the condition is false in the beginning itself, then the control will not go inside the loop only. Now, there are three types of loops in C programming, I said. One is called the for and while. This for and while, these two loops are called entry control loops and do while loop is called an exit control loop. Now, let us understand each loop. Now, first of all, for loop. Now, first we have to see the syntax for loop. So, coming to the syntax of for loop. So, for loop has got three parts. First part is called the initialization statement, then the test expression and update statement. Now, initialize statement, any variable, any looping variable you want to use and you want to initialize with a particular value, then you can initialize here. Then the condition has to be tested. So, first after initializing, the test condition is tested. If the condition is true, then the control will enter into the body of the loop and the set of statements or the body of the loop is executed once. Then after executing the body, the control will go to update the statement or the loop counter or loop variable, whatever you say. So after updating, again it will go for checking the condition. If the condition is again true, then again this body of the loop will be executed and this process will be repeatedly executed until that condition is met. When the condition becomes false, then it will come out of the loop. So let us understand through the flow diagram. So first what we are doing, the first step in for loop is initializing the expression. So initialize the expression. Then test the condition. If the condition is true, then the body of the loop is executed here. And then you have to update and then again test the condition. So every time the condition is true, it will execute the body, it will update your looping variable. This process is repeated until that condition is true. When the condition becomes false, it will come out of this. It will come out of this if for loop. Now, let us understand one example, one simple example. Suppose you want to display the numbers from 1 to 10 using a for loop. So the question is display 1 to 10 using for loop. So, if you want to display the natural numbers from 1 to 10, so let us take a variable I, initially I, and in the for loop, initialize the value of I is equal to 1. So this part is called initialization. After initializing, then we are testing the condition. This part is called the test condition. So what is the condition? The value of I is 1. 1 is less than 11. Yes, it is true. If the condition is true, then it will execute the body of the statement. So what is there in the body of the statement? To display the value of I. Print I. So 1 will be displayed. After displaying 1, then we are going for updating the looping variable. So the updating the looping variable, it is done plus plus I. That means pre-increment the value of I. So the value of I becomes 2. Then again go for testing the condition. Then 2 is less than 11. Yes, it is true. Again print the value of I. So 2 will be displayed. Then again update the value of I. So I becomes 3. So again 3 is less than 11 and it will print the value. So this process will be continued until I becomes 11. So when I becomes 11, 11 is less than 11. No, it is false. That time the loop will be stopped and control will come out of the loop. So till that time it has printed from 1 to 10. So this is about for loop. Now suppose we want to display the first n natural numbers using for loop. So we have to display the we have to find out the sum of first n natural numbers, which is nothing but 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus and so on up to n. Suppose n is equal to 10 it is given. So it is 1 plus 2 plus 3 up to 10 we have to perform, which is nothing but the sum is 55 you have to get it. Okay. So how to do it using the for loop? So first read a number. Okay. Enter a positive number, that is the num value. Okay. The num value is nothing but sum of natural numbers up to what number you want to find out, that is the num value. Okay, after that you are writing the for loop. Initially you have taken count is equal to 1 and count is less than equal to num. Yes, suppose count is equal to 1 and your num is equal to 10. So count is less than equal to num. The test condition 1 is less than is equal to 10. Yes, it is true. So if the condition is true, then come to the body of the loop where it is written sum is equal to sum plus count. What is the original value of sum? Initial value of sum is 0. So it is doing like this, sum is equal to 0 plus count is equal to 1. So it becomes 1. So after executing this statement, it is doing count plus plus count. So count has become 2 now. Now again testing the condition, 2 is less than equal to 10. Yes, true. Then again it is doing sum is equal to sum plus count. Now earlier sum was 1 plus count value is 2. It becomes 3. So again it will repeat count plus plus. And now count becomes 3. 3 is less than 10. Yes. Then it will do sum is equal to sum plus. So earlier sum is 3 plus count is 3. It becomes 6. So this process will be repeated until the condition is satisfied. Now once this loop is over, then we are printing the sum. So what is the final sum that is accumulated in that variable we are displaying? So if the number is equal to 10, then the sum we are getting is 55. So that is correct. So this way we can compute the sum of first n natural numbers using for loop. Now let us understand the second type of loop, that is called while loop. Now in while loop is known as an entry control loop. So while test condition. If this test condition is true, then only the body of the loop will be executed. And this will be continuously executed if this condition is true. When the condition becomes false, it will come out of the loop. So it is an entry control loop. So this is the syntax: while test expression, then the body. If the condition is true, then the body of the loop will be executed. If it is false, then it will come out of the loop. Control will come out of the loop. Now let us understand. Let us display the numbers from 1 to 10 using while loop. So here in the while loop, there is no initialization like in the for loop. So only the condition is tested. So let us initialize the variable here before entering into the loop itself. So we are taking integer I is equal to 1 initially. Now we are directly checking only the condition that I value is less than equal to 10. Yes, it is true. If the condition is true, then print the value of I. And like for loop, there is no update statement also. So we have to update the value of I inside the loop itself. So now plus plus I, so I becomes 2. Then again we will continue the loop. 2 is less than equal to 10. Yes, it is true. Then print the value of I. So 2 will be printed. 2 will be printed. Then I is updated to 3. Then so on. Then 3 is less than equal to 10. This process will be continuously done until I becomes 11. So up to I is 10. So 10 equals to 10 is satisfied. So it will display up to 10. When I becomes 11, then the loop condition is false and it will come out of the loop. So this is the basic while loop. Then the third type of loop is called the do-while loop. So do-while loop is known as the exit control loop. That means initially the body of the loop is executed once, then at the exit point the condition is tested. So you can see here, so your loop body is executed, then the test condition is tested. If it is true, then repeat the body of the loop. If it is false, then come out of the loop. So this is purely exit control. Now let us see do. The body of the loop is executed at least once if the condition is false. So while test expression. If this condition is true, then repeat the loop. Then if this condition is false, then simply come out of that. So till that time, at least once, first time the body of the loop is executed. Now let us understand the same example if you want to display from 1 to 10 using do while loop. So here also there is no initialization. So you have to do the initialization for value of I outside. So do it in I is equal to 1. Then print the value of I. What is the current value of I? Is 1. 1 will be displayed. Then increment the value of I. So I is updated to now 2. Now at the exit we are testing the condition that while I less than equal to 10. That means 2 is less than is equal to 10. Yes, it is true. So if the condition is true, then repeat the loop again, enter into the loop. So print the value of I. So 2 will be displayed. And then increment the I value. Now it becomes 3. 3 is less than equal to 10. Yes, it is true. Then again repeat the loop. This process is repeated until the condition becomes false. So when I becomes 11, the condition is false and you will come out of the loop. Till that time 1 to 10 is displayed. So this is about do while. Now let us understand some examples using the loops. The first example is called how to display the multiplication table using for loop. Okay. Now if you want to display the multiplication table, then first we have to read a number whose table you want to display. So that we are doing input the number and that is nothing but n. Suppose n is equal to 5. Suppose n is equal to 5. Now after reading the number, you have to repeat the table process. That suppose the number is 5, 5 ones are 5, 5 twos are 10 and so on. This process has to be repeated 10 times. That means our loop has to run for 10 times. So we are writing a for loop which will repeat for 10 times. So we have taken a looping variable called j. J is equal to initially 1. J less than is equal to 10. So and then you are right. If the condition is true, then you have to write down the logic for displaying the multiplication table. So how to display the multiplication table? So 5 into 1 is equal to 5 you should get. So 5 is nothing but the number. It is nothing but the number. So first time in the first iteration, the value of j is equal to 1. So it is nothing but the j value is equal to 5 into j. That is n into j. So this is the logic. So n into j is equal to n into j. So 5 into 1 is equal to 5 into 1, 5. So every time the j value gets incremented. After executing this line, j value gets incremented to 2. So 2 is less than equal to 10. Condition is again true. Again come to the body of the loop. So first time n was 5 into j was 1. So 5 into j, that was nothing but 5. Okay. So second time when j incremented to 2, n is same only, 5 only, j is 2, so it is 10. Third time j is incrementing, so it becomes 3, so it is 15. So n is common only, but j is incrementing from 3, 4, 2 and so on up to 10. So it is 50. When j becomes 11, this loop condition is false and this program will stop. So till that time our multiplication table is displayed. Now the next example that we are considering is here how to find out the factorial of a number using a for loop again. Now to find the factorial of a number, the logic is the number 5 is 5 factorial means 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So which is nothing but 120. So this way 5 factorial is computed. So what you are doing over here, we are reading a number n. Initially we are taking f is equal to 1, factorial is equal to 1. So we are writing a loop and that will repeat up to n times. Okay. So I is equal to 1. So 1 is less than is equal to number. 1 is less than is equal to number. Suppose our number is 5. So is it less than equal to 5? Yes, it is true. So if this condition is true, we are coming inside the loop. We are doing f is equal to f into I. So initially f value is 1. 1 into I value is 1. It becomes 1. Then do I plus plus increment the value of I. Now I has become 2. Now 2 is less than is equal to 5. I is less than equal to n. You are checking the condition. Yes. So if it is true, again compute f is equal to f into I. So earlier value of f is 1 into I value 2. It becomes 2. Repeat this process for I is equal to 3. 3 is less than is equal to 5. Yes, true. Then compute the process. F value f into I, f is 2. Then I value 3. So it becomes 6. Now I value becomes 4. Then you find out your 4 is less than equal to 5. Yes, it is true. So compute f value. So f is nothing but f into 6 into I value 4. It becomes 24. And fifth time when I is equal to 5. 5 is less than equal to 5 is also true. And then compute f is equal to 24 into I value 5. So it becomes 120. So when I becomes 6, the loop condition is false and our loop will stop. So when the loop is over, there is a printf statement which will print the factorial of the number. Now, the next example that we are considering using loop is Armstrong number. So read a number and check whether the number is an Armstrong number or not. So what is an Armstrong number first? Suppose if you consider the number 153. So the logic of Armstrong number is find the individual digits of the number and cube it. After cubing, you sum it up. So 1 cube plus 5 cube plus 3 cube. If you will cube it and sum it up, then after summing, if you are getting back the same number, then the number is called an Armstrong number. So 1 cube plus 5 cube plus 3 cube is again 153. So it is same as, the sum is same as the original number. So 153 is called an Armstrong number. Let us see how to do it. Now, first we are reading a number. So suppose num is equal to 153. Now, let us store the number into a temporary variable. So temp is equal to 153. We are storing into a temporary variable. Now, check the condition. While the number is not equals to 0. Yes, 153 is not equals to 0. It is true. Yes, the while loop condition is true. So first step is to find out the individual digits, then cube it up, then add it to some variable. So we have initialized sum is equal to 0. Now first find out the remainder. So remainder is equal to number modulus 10. So it is 153 modulus 10. You will get the remainder as 3. Okay. Now do sum is equal to original sum is 0. Initially 0 plus 3 cube it is. So 3 cube is 27. So we will get sum is equal to 27. Now do it. Num is equal to num by 10. So number is equal to now 153 by 10. Now the number becomes 15. Now this one iteration is over. Then after this again it will go to the while loop to check the condition. Second time the number is 15. 15 is not equals to 0. Again repeat the process. Find out the remainder. So here 15 modulus 10 is equal to 5. Then find out sum is equal to, now sum is already 27 plus 5 cube, that is 125. So you will get 152 as the sum. Then again num is equal to num by 10. So 15 by 10 is equal to 1. Then again repeat. 1 is not equals to 0. Yes, true. Then again repeat third time. 1 modulus 10. Remainder. R is equal to 1 modulus 10 is equal to 1. Then sum is equal to 152 plus 1 cube. So which is nothing but 153. And then num is equal to 1 by 10. Your 1 by 10 is equal to, you will get now your 0. So in this way, the loop will be repeatedly executed until the loop condition is failed. Now, you check after getting the sum, you check your sum is equal to the original number. The original number inside the loop, it has become 0. So, you have stored the original number into a temporary variable in this step. So, if sum is same as the original number which is stored in temp, then you print that it is an Armstrong number. Otherwise, it is not an Armstrong number. So, you can do it with different test cases. Suppose if you are taking 153, then it is an Armstrong number. If you will check with 125, then it is not an Armstrong number. Similarly, you can go for other numbers which are Armstrong also. Thank you so much. In this video, we have learned about the loop control statements in C language, followed by different examples for how to use the for loop, while loop and do while loop. Thank you so much.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.